Right now I'm hot, but I'm excited. I'm happy to be here, and I am hopeful that this video actually comes out well. Loving your body where you are in this space. So if you don't take away anything from this video, I want to encourage you to keep going, talk every week. And so that is the intentions of this video, to do like a get to know me part 2. So let's start this off right. Again, hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. Y'all, can we talk about it? It's so hot. It is so hot. And it's like, well, why you came out here? 'Cause I like to be out here. Wow. Okay. Before we get into what's going on, hello, love. Welcome back to another YouTube video. This is definitely different than what we've done. It's outside, which is not different. But as you can tell by the title, I want to do a stretch and chat with me. I'm so excited to do this. I told myself I was gonna come out here after my first session, which was at 12. And I live in Florida. Why would I do that? But I'm committed. We're here. So if I'm sweating, if my hair looks too poofy, understand this is the real me, okay? I feel like YouTube hasn't really got to know the real me. I hope the bottom of my feet ain't dirty, y'all, and I walk through some mud. YouTube haven't really got to know the real me. Podcasting has, because we talk every week. And so that is the intentions of this video, to do like a get to know me part 2. So let's start this off right. Again, hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Jasmine St John, and I like to start off any podcast and any YouTube video by asking, how are you doing? Like really taking some time to check in and ask yourself, like, how am I doing? And so I think that's really important, especially because we like to say, I'm good, I'm chilling, I'm Gucci, I'm all the things, but like, no. How are you doing? Right now I'm hot, but I'm excited. I'm happy to be here, and I am hopeful that this video actually comes out well. And so just to kind of set the tone, again, my goal is to kind of chit chat and stretch together. Feel free to stretch on your own accord and listen to your body, and or you can mirror me in a stretch. I have not stretched today. I didn't go to the gym or anything. I typically stretch in the morning as a part of my morning routine, and then at the gym. This morning I meditated, I did my journaling, but I did not stretch. So we're gonna get into some stretching if the sun allows me to. So yeah, that's my intention. Hopefully this is working, because if not, that'll be crazy. But yeah, so like I said, we already have an intro video where I was doing a nature hike, kind of just talking about what the YouTube platform is going to look like, as well as inform you a little bit about like who I am, some of like my experiences, my expertise, and how I got here. And today I wanted to kind of expand on that a little bit. So first and foremost, I'm going to get into the stretching, okay? Like I said, we're stretching and we're talking. First and foremost, I really invite you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I'm noticing that we are getting a lot of a decent amount of traction. It's a lot for me on our stretching videos, but our subscribers don't reflect that. And although my intentions is to not just do it just for views, like to genuinely help and be of support, it'll help us out, right? Like it would be a nice reward for the work that we are trying to put in within Shots of Serenity as a whole. So if you can please do me a favor and subscribe not only to our YouTube video, but our podcast where you can listen to us on all podcast platforms. Same thing, Shots of Serenity. And then the next thing is I would love for you guys to let me know what you would like to hear on our podcast if you're coming from over there, as well as what type of videos that you'd like to see. I'm trying not to take off the jacket. All right, I'm trying not to get too personable. I think I'm gonna open my legs out. Ooh, child, I feel like my feet dirty. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, let me know some type of content that you guys would like to see, some things that you'll benefit from. As you know, we are here for reflections, body awareness, mindfulness practices, so that's meditation, breath work, things of that sort. I've been thinking about the fact of like maybe integrating some like vlogs, but I say vlogs, air quotes, as it relates to like wellness, so my wellness routines. I think we already have a video up of my morning routine, which is like a vlog type of setup, as well as a hike, not a hike, excuse me, a cycling trail that me and my partner went on. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about those things and what you would like to see. If you're stretching, I feel like I have this reminder every time, making sure you're breathing into those stretches. That would be beautiful. I had everything written down on my iPad. iPad's dead. So bear with me. Actually, let's see if this is recording. All right, y'all. We good. And I'm trying not to get into how I look because I feel like my hair is a mess and all the things. But, child, it don't matter. It's real. Whoa, the sweat is diabolical. All right, so one thing I really did want to get into is how I got here. How did I get into, we're going to talk about stretching specifically because we can talk forever about the wellness journey and the different aspects of how I got to where I'm at. When I was growing up, I was always in some form of dance. A dance class, a dance group, dancing at church. I have a poster underneath me, obviously. Dancing at church, dancing in like the band, dancing competitively, like love to dance. When I got into high school, I got more into sports, like cheerleading and flag football. And so essentially my body was always active and extremely mobile. And it's not until after high school you're not like forced into those extracurricular activities. And so the most that I was doing was like maybe going to the gym, got in a relationship, gained a lot of weight during undergrad, and I really got into a space of being intentional about my healing journey, my wellness journey, with like yogurt. Obviously I like food, I said yogurt. If I haven't mentioned, I'm a Taurus. Yoga and meditation. And so as I started becoming a lot more aware of my body and realizing all this happy weight that I was putting on that I did not necessarily feel happy about, I realized like simple things was not doing it for me. Like my hips, I stored a lot of like tension in my hips. I experienced a lot of like physical trauma with my back. I got an accident in cheerleading, and I think a car accident also really messed with my back. And so there was a lot of like that stagnant energy there, on top of the fact that I wasn't moving my body like I normally would or would be forced to do. And it was just like a lot of stagnant energy from actual trauma experienced and all the things. And if you listen to our podcast, then you know we talk about that intersectionality between the mind, body, and spirit. And when something is off, the rest of that trilogy typically has challenges. And so emotionally, I was going through a lot, which was impacting me physically. I was gaining a lot of weight, my relationship with food, and all the things. And although I'm not where I want to be, I'm not where I used to be. One thing that really got me is when I say I was very flexible, leg always up in the sky, always doing splits, always doing all these things. I vividly remember that I used to always be like stretching and like putting my legs up and doing all things splits. And I remember when I was younger, maybe a little TMI, but like to get context, when I was younger, one of my caregivers was like, you got your cycle now, sweetie. You can't be doing the splits and the things. And I'm like, my body feels like I can. Like it feels okay. And so yeah, I really just enjoyed like moving. And of course, getting older, those opportunities get less and less. And then, you know, when you're in a relationship and y'all love bringing each other food and laying up and all the things, like that happy weight ain't really happy if you're not happy with it. But you know, it's a part of the journey. And again, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And so I'm grateful for that. And so what really got me back into like, we need to start stretching. Mind you, my mobility has been really, really bad for a while. But over the last 2 years, I've been stretching daily, and I'm still not as flexible and as mobile as I used to be. And so if you don't take away anything from this video, I want to encourage you to keep going, to take it one step at a time, right? Like, you may used to do flips and cartwheels and all the things when you were a teenager, preteen, but now that we're in this adult body, it's a lot different. And I invite you to be graceful with yourself, love on this new body, embrace this new version of yourself, because they also deserve the quality of care that we would give kids that we see. And so one thing that I was giving judgment towards is the fact that I got to a point where I couldn't even tie my shoe in the car. I would have to move and do all these things. I couldn't sit like how I'm sitting now, crisscross applesauce. Like it'll be like falling backwards. It just wasn't working out. Mind you, again, there was not only challenges with mobility, but like a lack of strength in my back, trauma experience, stagnation, all the things. So there was a lot of things that contributed to it. But I realized like I'm not moving this energy. This energy is not going anywhere. And so once I realized like I had difficulty tying my shoe, I couldn't even sit crisscross applesauce. You know the quote unquote female or ladies way of sitting where you're kind of like crossing your legs. As you can see, I can still barely do it. I couldn't even do that at all. Like I said, crisscross applesauce was not available to me. And I do hold a lot of tension in my hips and in my neck, so that's why you won't see me do a neck roll. A neck roll is going to be a part of the video. You're going to see me do a neck roll. Also considering all the other things, like I said, I'm a Taurus. That part, the body part that's ruled by Taurus is your throat chakra. So a lot of like speaking, communication, anything that does with my vocals or throat area is very sensitive. I'm trying to get through this. I don't even know if I'm actually stretching. But yeah, and so once I realized, oh, thank you, God, I appreciate you telling me to keep going. I receive it. Once I realized that my mobility was really impacting my daily function, I was like, oh no, baby, we gonna have to do something about this. Yeah, we can't do this. And no judgment, but awareness, and knowing like holistic well-being encompasses everything, right? Like you take everything one step at a time. You can't do everything at once, but this was within my control, and getting back into my body is something that I'm gonna continue to strive for. And so a limitation of that was like, I'm not completely flexible. I'm going to start doing YouTube videos about stretching and stuff. And like, one thing I appreciate about certain people that do content, or like entrepreneurs or anybody in a space of like elevation, is their authenticity. And I think it's very easy to see someone be where you may desire them to be, and then it feels like, oh, this is only available to them, and you don't really get to see the journey. And although it's been 2 years of intentionally practicing like yoga and stretching, of course with like fluctuation and inconsistency, because I'm a human, I still have a long ways to go. Like stretching is gonna be over a lifetime thing. Again, when I was younger, baby, I was doing a left split, a right split, a middle split, like for years. And because of that stagnation, only for a fraction of that time, here I am. And so I kind of just wanted to be very honest about that and get the cat out the bag of like, you're not the most flexible person. I'm not, but I'm trying. And I'm intentional and I'm showing up. And my intentions is to give that reminder of whoever is listening. We don't have to be perfect. We're here to be intentional. So, yeah. Y'all, this heat, I really pray to God that, one, it feels so good. That sun kiss is crazy. I pray to God that I actually enjoy this video and post it. So yeah, intermission. I'm actually so glad that I started this before I started studying. I don't know if I mentioned in my last episode, I am a therapist, a mental health counselor. I am also certified to integrate modalities into therapy, such as sound baths, breath work, meditation. I have like my prerequisites to be a certified yoga teacher. I'm not certified as of yet. Not really sure where I want to go with those things. So yeah, I talked about a lot more of that during our initial intro video, and I'll be sure to tag that. Another check, because I feel like I'm talking. I feel like I'm dropping gems. Also, something about me that I talk about a lot in my podcast, which I'll link that as well, is I am in a space of learning to love my whole self. All of me, the part of me that's very intentional, very mindful, what people are saying now, very demure, but more so mindful and intentional, and liking to be present and liking to chill and be laid back. But then there's also part of me that is crazy. is very like excited and like bubbly and extra, all out of love. And so yeah. Let me check this. All right, we're still rolling. So something else that I wanted to make very clear, as you can actually see from my outfit, I like baggy clothes. I do want to say that when you're engaging in movement, I feel like that spandex polyester type of clothing could be helpful, because we don't really do inversions on this platform, where basically if you are already well versed in yoga, that may be some downward facing dogs, anything that kind of has your head over your body. And so with looser clothes, that can be very awkward, because like the clothes, well, I have a jacket on, so you probably can't tell, but like the clothes will be like over me, right? And then that can be uncomfortable for someone. That's why something seemingly more fitting can be helpful for others. Even when you're running, I don't think I posted a video about my running journey yet, but even when I'm running, I notice like cotton, that type of fabric, it holds on to moisture. And so it can get very heavy and weighing you down. However, as a preference, I like those type of clothes. So it is a preference. And also, not to get into all the things, but the dyes and fabric in those tighter clothings are not ideal. Even like for my ladies, an ideal type of underwear is cotton lining, and cotton in general, but at least cotton lining. And that's because that fabric is just a lot healthier. But regardless, do what works for you, do what's available to you, because that's all you can do, right? We're going towards progress, not perfection. Whew, it's getting hot. I'm just stretching out my hips here. I didn't bring a mat or anything. Ooh. Wow, I'm so hot. I don't know where to go. So if you are still listening at this point, you are greatly, greatly appreciated. Again, if I do this again, it'll probably be in the house or earlier in the day or later in the day where the sun is not so beaming, so I can focus and the attention deficit is not deficiting, even though that's my brain in general. So can't really blame it on the sun. But yeah, okay, so that was my relationship with stretching. Like I said, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm damn sure not where I used to be. The beautiful thing about stretching, and I think that can also be a stressor for some people, is remembering that your body is different. Your body is unique, and not only is it unique compared to other people, but within the seasons that you're in as well. Again, I mentioned maybe 7 to 10 years ago, I can bust in a split, I can do cartwheels, I can do toe touches, like it's a whatever, and I can still do those things now, but not at the capacity that I did before, and that is okay. Like, loving your body where you are in this space. Whew. All right. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it was like a lightning warning because it has been raining super bad. But another thing that I want to get into, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to do the content surrounding this, is maybe a tip if you have tension in your hips, or even if it's difficult for meditation. I may just do a whole separate video on it. But if you have challenges with like your hips, it's very helpful when your knees can be over your hips, and so that can be like a bolster. Or a block, I'll sit on these sometimes to make sure my hips is on top of my knees, right? Because that see how where my knees are and like my hips are on top of that. That has helped me tremendously in seating, in doing my seated meditations, and just my posture in general, because not only do we hold a lot of tension and trauma in our hips, but there's sometimes a lot of tightness there. And sometimes it hurts to kind of just sit crisscross applesauce or in meditative position. Now, granted, heavy on what I said, do what works well for your body. Just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean that you have to do it. And in that same breath, one of the things that I really wanted to master is to be able to sit down, right, in a crisscross applesauce state. And I was having difficulty with that. And so I was really intrigued about ways to help me out there. So just a tip, if you have trouble like sitting, or like sitting like this is difficult to even do, or it hurts, I invite you to put something underneath you, whether that is a pillow, whether that is like a meditation chair, a yoga block, whatever feels good, a blanket wrapped up. So I did want to extend that because I know that was something that I was really, really having difficulty with. Yeah, I feel like I hit all the things that I intended to talk about today. After I look over this, if I'm missing anything, we'll do another stretch and talk if this is something that you guys like, and actually stretch a little bit more when I'm a little bit more comfortable. It's so weird because I'm hot, but the way the sun feels on my skin, teeth. But anywho, happy September. I hope that this month is everything that you need and more. Thank you so much for not only making it to the end of this video, but watching this video, watching any other videos that you do watch, and really just engaging and interacting with us. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out the balance. I started off podcasting. It's going to be year 4, which is crazy, in November. And never would I thought that I would be in this space. And even in this space, sometimes I get wrapped up in where I want to be. And so reminding you to be where your feet are, be in the moment, maximize what is present for you, and living in gratitude is the cheat code. Not like fake positivity or toxic positivity and just like acting like all is well. You can be in gratitude and like stuff can still be stressful. Life can still be lifing. And what can you highlight that has been going well? And so yeah, y'all, I know this video may be all over the place, but I wanted to record this for you guys and for myself and for the channel. Please subscribe. Let me know what works for you. I love that I'm calming down and now the sun going down. Let's be present in this right now. That breeze. Wow. All right, because I got to study and it seems like it's about to rain, so I'm going to get underneath the pavilion. Anywho, I love you guys so much. My apologies if this is all over the place. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye.